Hi, I'm Panda Hershey with Your Full Expression. Welcome to the September 21st Coffee and Charts call, where relationships are still the focus. And the major question that we can be asking the people that we're connected to is, what do you need from me? Mercury is still in retrograde until October 2nd. And so just asking the questions to the people that we're in relationship with, your partner, your friends, your family members, your teammates, allows everyone to just sit back and think about what every person is bringing to the relationship. And the details don't have to appear right away. In fact, they're going to start showing up through the end of October. But just putting it out there and knowing that you each want to be there is enough for now. As always, we'll watch the movement of the planets, and I point out some key days to pay attention to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. That it's like I want to ask every single person, what do you need from me? What can I do to be in the best connection with you? And I've thought a lot about this whole idea of this Virgo to Libra transition, of doing what we can for our part for the relationship, but we can't do it all, because then it's not a relationship anymore. And with children or with aging parents or spouses, yeah, we have to do more than half. But, you know, I think there's just so much of this, like reevaluating, what is it to be in connection with someone, and always this constant reevaluation in some sense of what is that appropriate, beautiful, perfect amount, so that they're able to step up and do their thing, and together we create something really awesome and be the best we can be in relationship. It just feels like that's right there for me and for so many people around me, in work, family, friends, in every way. So if that resonates, I got to tell you, that's just what I've been feeling so deeply. So, well, I am, any thoughts, any questions? If I'm feeling it, sometimes I feel like it's just me. In spite of what I do, and I know there's connection to like the greater energy out there, but it is helpful to know that I'm not alone, and that others are feeling it deeply too. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, you guys. I just been so teary recently. And it's just great to be here. So, all right, I'm gonna share my screen. All right, here we go. So where are we? We are about a little more than halfway through the Mercury retrograde. It is still in Libra right now. Mercury's coming back through Libra. And as it's been coming through, hopefully you've had these opportunities to not commit to anything, but to get information about your relationships, think about your relationships, your connections. And as Mercury will pass back into Virgo, it will be thinking, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? What are those really important things that really help the relationship? And there will be, as we'll see, a lot of opportunities to consider that and discuss that and actually act on that. And so that's what we'll be doing. Mars is still moving forward through its portal, it's starting to get more, the details that come to us, the ideas that come to us are getting to be more meaningful as it gets deeper into Gemini. And so when the portal first opened at the beginning of September, it was sort of like some surface level details. Oh yeah, need to work on that. That's a good idea. But as we start getting deeper into it, the ideas and the details become more important. They mean more to you. They cause you to focus more into specific ones, and we'll have to be choosing, and they will also inform some of the work that we have to do. And Brian and I were talking about this earlier this morning of, the Virgo is the idea that, say, if you were a partner or a mom saying, okay, what do I need from you? This is what I need. I need you to keep your room clean. Okay, that's a nice, big, general concept. But the details of that are like, okay, I need the clothes up off the floor. I need you to make your bed. I need you to close your door or whatever it is. But here are the actual list of details that mean keep your room clean to me. And it's like these things are going to come together. So whatever work it is that you're trying to do for these relationships, the details will come through time until the end of October. So stay in connection with the bigger picture of what has to happen, but allow the details to keep coming past that point of the retrograde portal. And hopefully this will become clearer as we keep going. But I have to say, I think I'm feeling it in this way, and would love your feedback as we move through this about whether that is true for you. So here we go. Let's start looking at some of that energy. So today, the 21st, the sun here is opposite the beginning of that Jupiter portal. So the sun is the doing, and it is going to be tracing through where Mercury was like a couple weeks ago, or more than that, frankly, where we're going to have a chance to try out some of those ideas that we had already from discussions of, here's what I need you to do, and let's try to connect on that. So for the next 10 days or so, it will be a chance to try out some of those ideas and reflect on them. Tomorrow, Mercury, that fun time when Mercury and the sun cross each other in opposite directions. That happens with every retrograde. We've seen this a couple times. So this is that really busy day where Mercury is crossing back. So what you're talking about, maybe having a quick conversation with someone and saying, let's do it, and you meet up, or have that actual talk, and allowing space for that, if you have something from 0 to 1 degrees, is really helpful. It's also the autumnal equinox tomorrow, so yay to that. And the initiation of the dark half of the year. So we'll keep going here. The 23rd, the day after, Mercury finishes being opposite the portal and is going to continue backward this green line to 24 degrees. So it's going to move out of connection with the Jupiter portal, but it's going to come back through. And you can see everything just kind of bunched up in this very small space. So it will feel, I think, intense. There's just, when all of these energies kind of gather, we have all of our attention and our energies, especially with their being personal planets, what we're doing, what we're thinking about, what we're appreciating, what we're needing to do, all coming together. is very intense. On the 26th, in a little less than a week, Mercury is still moving backwards and crosses over Venus at 27 degrees of Virgo. And so think of it as your day of encouragement, where someone appreciates the work you're doing. You may feel like giving that appreciation to someone else, where you've asked for something or thought about something, and either you do it, they do it, and it's a day where you get what you need, I hope. So really look for that in your chart, and just to know that you're doing it right. And then Venus is following that sun, right? The sun passed through today at the end, opposite the beginning of the Jupiter portal. Venus's turn is coming right behind it. So a week from today, it's like we start today doing those things. The Venus is like the acknowledgement that you're doing it. So think of it, if you are looking for feedback, give it a week. Also, it's a good reminder to give that encouragement to others around us. So on October 1st, the sun completes its opposition to that Jupiter portal over here. And I've always thought of this as that awareness of what the relationships do to support our growth. And so you'll have done that from now until October 1st. And after that, Mercury stations direct at 24 degrees of Virgo. We'll feel it kind of in the same place for about 5 days, 2 days before to 2 days after. And then we meet again on the 5th. That's right. Yep. And the next day, Venus completes its journey across from the Jupiter portal. So let's go back and look. I'll see if I can be coherent. So I think it's always fun to watch Mercury move backward and station and then move forward, and just see how these planets over here come together and the moon crosses through at the same time. I just find so much beauty in that. Okay. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but Venus is eventually going to catch up to the sun. And that happens at the end of October. So moving to your retrograde portal guides, I added, this Mercury retrograde portal is kind of front and center right now. What effort am I making to be in full relationship with those around me? What asking or letting people know, here's what I need from you, is a good thing. And let them think on it. Say, here's what I need. You don't have to do this exactly right. I don't know exactly what the answer is, but this is what I need, and we can work it out together. Asking what they need. And how patient can I be in seeing the results of my effort? So that Venus coming through a week later is that acknowledgement, and it's a good time to give encouragement as well. So because this is opposite the Jupiter portal, it is always, there's always this connection right now with this Mercury retrograde of how are these relationships supporting my growth, right? That growth is still going to go on till February. What am I doing to cultivate these relationships and let them know that they're there for the long term for me as part of my growth? And how am I supporting others' growth? And all those kinds of things. The Mars portal is still quietly in play, I'll say, from September 26th to the 28th, so in about a week. If you have something at 18 to 19 degrees, take note of any idea you feel particularly committed to. It's starting to get a little more serious, it's a little past the day-to-day stuff of, either, I want to say brushing your teeth, but something that's kind of everyday activity and getting to be a little more important. But it makes, it's connected to both Uranus and Saturn that day. It passes through this place of 18 to 19 degrees, where both Uranus and Saturn are close to also. And so bringing those energies together may trigger something of, okay, this has got to change, or this has got to go, or both. But just be aware of that. Okay, so if I think about the story for the next 2 weeks, it is still so deeply about the Mercury retrograde. It is time to sit back and process what you are learning about yourself through your relationships and what it is you need to do and work on yourself to be in full relationship, whatever that means for any particular relationship. And the ideas that you'll need to work with are becoming clearer, and it's going to take until October 30th when Mars stations to have all those details. And so just be patient. With ourselves, with others, allow these things to unfold, and you'll be able to incorporate them over time. So remember that right now, the sun is moving through the Jupiter, through the Mercury portal across from Jupiter. So what am I doing that feels like I'm doing the most I can possibly do to make myself the best I can be right now, and then reaching out to connect with others? I almost compared that as like prepping. The first thing I thought it was like a date, like fancying yourself up in some way, but prepping for an interview. And then going out and giving it a try. And then Mercury and the sun crossing over each other are almost like the starting flag going down. Okay, let's go. And as you start going ahead, you're going to be thinking constantly, how can I be doing this better? And when Mercury as it's moving back, crosses over Venus, there is this validation. Okay, this part is going well. This part I'm doing right. And as Venus moves through that portal, it's more validation of, as I'm doing things right, what other relationships are coming in to support me in my growth? Where am I appreciative of the relationships that really are part of my life? And Mercury will station direct on October 2nd. And as it starts to move forward through the 16th, it will be time to have those conversations and say what you're willing to do to be in full relationship. And also think about, who else are you ready to connect with? It's very possible that you know, if in doing this work, other relationships come in and become more meaningful or ones to cultivate. Okay, so tips for thriving. Okay, now that you've not worded well, now that you've made some effort to get things right, you can begin to connect and see what happens. This is that sun moving through. And while you're doing it, as you're doing it, you always have this opportunity to consider what other work might need to be done and be open to the validation that you're on the right track, and encourage others as well as they're doing what they're trying to do to meet you. On the 23rd, leave some space, 2 days from now, leave some space for last minute meetups or conversations, and keep diving into those details and ideas that are going to be coming until the end of October, because there's a lot to come in that is going to help you to do the work that you want and need to do to be your best self. So one last thing, just had the series of Mercury retrograde workshops. The Mars ones are going to come in October. And the thing to note with the Mars ones is that everything that you didn't use in the Mercury retrograde is basically going to be used in the Mars retrograde, because they basically cover the whole spectrum of you. And so that, I think that's partially why we're so tired. But my goodness, it's a busy time. All right, I'm going to stop my share and see if there are any questions or any comments, or whether this feels like what you're experiencing at all.
Yes, so much. This resonates so much, Panda, and I really, really appreciate it. I was glad I was able to make it to this one. I really needed to hear this guidance, and I'm genuinely appreciative of what you're able to do and present to us.
Thank you, Larissa. Appreciate that. It's an intense time, you guys, and because you guys keep showing up, I just so much want to be here for you when you need something, even if it's just a quick ping. I'm always here. So just reach out, and it's just a joy to be with you. It's something I look forward to, and it helps clarify so much in my own head what is happening. And I just love it. All right. See you guys in 2 weeks. And when Mercury goes direct on the 2nd, I think that's a Saturday, then, you know, it's time to have those conversations. It's time to say, yes, this is what I want to do. And you don't have to have it all figured out, but just that commitment of, yeah, I want to be there with you. I want to connect with you. I want us to be in connection is really all that matters. And wherever your heart and your attention go, that's where it will follow through. Okay. All right. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. I hope you feel prepared to move through these next 2 weeks and can use this time to see how to be your best self with the people you care about. Don't forget to encourage people when they're doing the right thing for the relationship. It'll really help them keep going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.